Hello, this is Patrick with New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel. Today I met up with Michael and Rina, and they have a really cool DIY Sprinter conversion camper van they built out, and they're going to give us a full tour today. So join us.
Hi, my name is Michael.
My name is Rina, and this is Maui.
And this is Maru. And this is a golden retriever, and he is a Samoyed. So we have a Mercedes Sprinter 2019. It's the gasoline engine, 170 wheelbase. We live in it full time, and we work on the road as well. So come on in, join us. Because we work full time, we live in it full time, and we work out of it. We based a lot of our design on making sure there's plenty of storage for ourselves, clothing, office stuff, and that kind of stuff. So let's start with out here. So we have the Webasto heater, which is mounted right under the seat, right here. Bunch of storage in the front. Over here, we have storage, a pantry, spice racks. Let me show you down here first. So here, this is a sitting bench that stores all the dog stuff. Goes all the way to the other side of the van. We have their leashes, dog food, medication, that kind of stuff down here. And here we have a few hooks. You'll notice on the van that there's a bunch of hooks everywhere, and they're very, very useful for just hanging things and garbage bags and towels and stuff like that. We have their leashes here and a bunch of poopy bags for them. Over here we have a outdoor shower hookup, and we have one in the back as well, which I'll show you. So here we have the laminate flooring that's waterproof because we have dogs. We want to make sure it's easy to clean. Here we have a big extension so that when we're cooking, we have plenty of countertop space here. Here is the register for the Webasto heater, which runs off of the gas tank. We had to add an auxiliary line to it so that we don't need an extra access for the gas. And we just fill it up and it will just run. And here is a continuation of that bench. So the dog foods are here. Usually this is where the laundry chute is. We'll put it down here, and a bunch of bags that we put storage in the back here. This rolls down. Here is one of my favorite spots. This is our pantry. So we like to cook, so we want to have extra place to put all the spices and food and all that kind of stuff. So we have rice, pasta down here, and other sauces up top here. We have a camera here for the dogs, just so that we can watch them when we're away. Here's a sliding door. And when we're out, we want to make sure the dogs don't jump up in the front. So we have that here, and it locks on this bottom as well. Here we added a headliner shelf. We built that from scratch for extra storage space. We have gym bags and travel bags up top. And as I mentioned, we wanted to make sure there's a ton of storage space. So we added clothing storage here, drawers and more storage. So here is my side. As you can see, I only really have two. Here's my electronics drawer, which also has outlets in the back for a 12 volt and a 110. And here is Rina's side with her luxurious closets with her stuff all the way down. So on the top of the ceiling, we use a normal pine board. Underneath it, we have a 1/2 inch also plywood, which we painted black. And we stripped down these pine boards and we stained it. We actually stripped down these pine boards in half, so it's a little bit lighter, and we stuck it on the board and we just attached it up like that. And there's insulation behind it as well. So there's we use foam board throughout. And throughout the van, we have insulation. We have rock wool behind the walls, as well as Reflectix, as well as the foam boards as well. Here we have hooks for our swinging chair and hammock, which is pretty handy. So Rina would like to just sometimes hook it up here, and in front of a beach or something, she'll just hang out and swing here. And then we also have two hooks in the back as well, which will kind of, if I wanted to have a hammock, we can kind of hook it from the front to the back. This is a propane gas burner. It runs off of 1 pound propane gases, which is stored underneath the cabinet here, which I'll show you. So the 1 pounds are sitting right there in the back. And I have a 12 volt refrigerator slash freezer by AppyCool. It's been working out great for us. This is, I think, a 60 liter. On this side, let's continue on the kitchen. Up top, we have our utensils and kitchenware. Up here, we have miscellaneous cups, tools, that kind of stuff. And down here, we have our pots and pans and Ziploc bags and that kind of stuff. Here we have a light switch for our lighting throughout the whole back. And we have a magnetic strip for our knives and scissors. And we have extra trim work over here with a backsplash from Floor and Decor. Up top, we have the top cabinet. This is where we store our dry foods, teas, that kind of stuff, noodles. And on the right side, you'll see this is where we store the electric components. Behind here, which I'll show you in a second, has the 12 volt and electrical, 12 volt panels. Here we have the water gauge meter that feeds off of our 40-gallon water tank, and it tells us what level it's at. We have a wine guard to go switch here to turn on and off. Victron battery meter. This is the Victron battery monitor. It tells us how much battery we have. And a controller for our inverter. This turns it on and off. And here we have 3 switches for our gray water tank and our water pump. So this is on. And we have 2 ball valves, for one in the shower and one in the sink. And if I just hit these buttons, the water will just flow out. And let me show you in here. So here we have our panels for the 12 volt. We have a WeBoost here for internet to make sure that we get better signal. We have 400 watts up top of solar, and we have a 3000 watt inverter by Victron. We have 300 amp hours of lithium ion phosphate by Dakota Lithium. All right, let me shut this off. This is the Max Air fan for airflow. And here is our kitchen bathroom area. This is real tile. A lot of people ask that. Behind there, we have the Cardi foam board to keep the weight down, so that we make sure we're not too heavy. But we did use real tiles with normal thin set and a grout that was from Floor and Decor, and the guy says that it's commercial grade, so it will resist a little bit of cracks and stuff. Here is our dry flush toilet and a little garbage bin. So the dry flush is really good. We like it for number 2s, but for number 1s, it's not really the most ideal because it kind of leaks out after you flush it. So we find a different solution for that, for number 1s. And this is where we put our dog bowl. Okay, and we have a knockoff of the sliding door. Over here is our sink area. So this is a composite material with black fixtures. We have a water filter faucet here, hot cold water, little soap dispenser here. And we have a little tray here too, so that whenever when we're driving and we want to just kind of throw something in here, this is glued down so it doesn't move. And back here, we have our garbage bin. We also have our hair dryer and this is the fire extinguisher back here. Here we have our dishes and plates. Down here we have our little snack drawer. And there's also underneath, under cabinet lighting as well down here, with the switch over here. And down here we have more storage. which we're putting snacks and a bunch of other stuff down here, and it goes all the way up here. So as I mentioned, we love storage space, so everything is storage related. And here are toiletry, toilet papers, and medicine cabinet, that kind of stuff. Over here, continuing the top drawers, this is Rina's side. This is mine. We store our clothing here, and then more storage on this side. This is her cosmetic stuff and my winter clothes. Okay. Down here, should we open this? So I'll show you the electrical component. This is under this side of the bench. So this is where we store all our electric components. We have the batteries in the back over there. That's the 300 amp hour batteries by Dakota Lithium, the 3000 watt inverter. So we have the shut off switch over here for the whole system. So we shut that off, everything will turn off. And we have the fuse box over here for the 110. And over here, this is where we put our bedding, pillows. Let's go on this side. So as I mentioned that we work from the road, we have I think this is a 27-inch monitor that Rina uses to work off of. And we use it to watch TV when we're not working. And this kind of slides out. We can kind of maneuver it while we want to watch TV in the bed. And here is a headboard that we created. It's to store our laptops, our iPads, and things that we don't want our dogs to access. Here I have a temperature sensor. It works off of the Wi-Fi so that we can monitor the weather, the temperature when we're out of the van, so we know where it's at all the time. So here we have the 40-gallon fresh water tank. As you can see, we have a bunch of stuff on top. We maximize all the storage space. This is the cartridge for the dry flush toilet, and this is the 40-gallon tank. And I have more plumbing on the other side, which I'll show you. This is a 1.5 gallon hot water heater. So we have hot water in this van. The water pump, more bathroom stuff, and an outlet over here. So we used, for here, most of the van, we used a birch plywood. Depending on where it is, we use a 1/2 inch ply or 3/4 ply. The face of the cabinets, we use 3/4 ply. The ones that don't really need much structure or rigidity, we use the 1/2 inch. But most of them are birchwood ply. So the cushions are, this is a 6-inch memory foam that we bought on Amazon. And we just cut it up into these sections where we have one here, one on this side, one here. And we have a family friend that sewed it up for us, the covers. And they're pretty dog resistant, so they're pretty good. And over here we have the USB switches and a timer switch for the hot water tank. So in case we leave it on, it'll automatically shut off. The max air fan, so when we can control it in bed. We have a USB fan on both sides. These are just rechargeable batteries, so it kind of helps with the airflow. Up here we have curtains that we got on Amazon, and they run off of these tracks. So this is like a mosquito net. So if we want to close these up and keep the doors open, there will be less mosquitoes. And over here we have our tabletop / bed. This is a 1.5 inch butcher block, which we cut up, and it will just slide down right on the 3-stage pedestal. So if you release this, the whole thing will come down. I'm not going to squish my legs, but that's how it would go. All right, so let me show you how the bed the table setup transforms into a bed. There you go. That's the bed mode. All right, so let's go around back. Let me show you the garage. Hey guys. All right, so here is our garage space. Let's push this up. And we wanted to make sure that we have a good balance of space and livable space and storage space. So back here we have our hiking shoes, our electric scooter, some camping stuff, camping chairs, that kind of stuff back here. We have the shore power hookup over here. So this van runs off of the solar. It has the alternator charger as well as shore power. So we have 3 ways of charging the van. And over here we have the water fill. This runs off of the city water. And this is the second water hookup for washing the dogs out in the back if we need to. All right, if you look up top, you notice that we put a cork board in the back, up here, and thought it would be pretty cool. We put our stickers in there, places that we've been to. So they're still pretty empty right now. So once we travel to more places, we'll be putting more stickers up there. So let's walk around to the side. We have the gray water tanks underneath up here. So the 5-gallon gray water tank is on this side, and then we have the 15-gallon, which is on that side. And those 2 switches that you saw earlier, once we hit them, the water will start flowing and it'll be coming down.
Thank you very much for taking the time to give us a tour of your awesome creation. I would tell you, there is so much going on in this van. Like, if you're living in one full time, you really got to think things through on where you're going to put stuff, because your priorities are different than, say, me. I'm a weekender or a vacationer. I have certain things in there just for camping and fun, but this is living. Can you tell us about the transition from going from a house or apartment into a van?
Yeah, so like you mentioned, this is a full-time thing for us. We want to make sure that it would be an easier transition especially for Rina. She had a lot of clothes back at home. So we want to make sure there's enough closet space that she feels is enough for her.
I did throw a lot of clothes.
Yeah, so we're able to kind of consolidate as much as we can to fit into such a small space. And as we're living out of the van, then we'll know what we need more of, and then we'll get rid of some of the stuff that we don't really need anymore.
And I noticed some stuff for internet. Can you talk to us a little bit about, because you're working from the road?
Correct. Yeah, so we have a few different devices now. We have the a WeBoost up top, up here. That's the antenna to make sure that we have a better reception for our cellular services. And so we use T-Mobile, a hotspot for T-Mobile. I have Verizon, a hotspot for Verizon, and we have Visible as well. So we have 3 different services for internet, for hotspot. And then we also have, this is the to-go, WineGuard to-go up here. We don't really use it, but it's a good Wi-Fi extender. So if we're near my office or a Starbucks or something, at least we can get a better range on the Wi-Fi services. And it's also AT&T, so in case we need an extra 4th connection, we can always subscribe to AT&T and get more internet if we need it. So we decided to go with the Mercedes Sprinter because I think we saw an ad on Facebook or something. We were contemplating between the Ram ProMaster and the Sprinter. We saw a few other YouTubers. They had the Ram ProMaster as opposed to, I guess, the Sprinter. I think it looks cooler. The Sprinter looks a little bit nicer. And it holds its value a little bit better. So we decided to go with the Sprinter. And it took us about 3 months to build the van. We started last August and we finished in December of 2020. I guess we anticipated being around the 20s, which is kind of where we ended up spending. It's under 30, so it was within our budget where we wanted to be at. And we decided to buy it new because it has the warranty from Mercedes. And we added the 100,000 mile extended warranty as well. We want to make sure there's no problems. And this is going to be our house, or it is our house. We want to make sure that we're not going to get stuck on the road, and Mercedes is going to take care of us if something does happen.
Now that it's all done and you've been living in it full time for quite some time now, is there anything that you would do differently?
Definitely the mattress.
The mattress?
I think right now is too wide, so the tabletop is really hard to push down by myself.
Yeah.
So I if we do it again, I'm gonna cut it a bit, maybe half an inch narrower, so it will be easier.
Yeah.
To push
Well, that's
down.
important because you're doing that twice a day. You're
Yep.
putting it up and putting it down. So
Yeah.
I could see that that would be important. Any other thing that, you know, once it's all done, that it's too late to make changes to?
Well, something else we can change are the the handles for the cabinets. We've got a lot of bruises from that, so we might change it all into like the leather type, so we won't hit it. Especially with the 2 dogs in the hallway, it's a very tight space.
Now, how is it for the dogs adjusting to this lifestyle?
They're great.
They were fine. I think they were happier because we to different places.
Yeah.
They were happier definitely.
Yeah, we took them down to, like, for example, Key West, and they're in the beaches. So, and we're traveling to different dog beaches for them, where it's convenient too because we have the wash stations for them. Basically, if we want to kind of just bring them in the water, we don't really care because we can just wash them off as soon as we get back home.
Now, I know where you're staying up here, but like when you're on the road, are you going to campgrounds? Are you stealth camping in downtown?
Yeah. So we're staying in state parks as well as RV parks. I originally wanted to explore stealth camping, but
I'm not comfortable.
she wasn't
yet.
really comfortable getting a door knock. So it was a compromise for us. All right, let's do campgrounds as well. And we actually got the, what do you call it, the 1,000 Trails pass. So we just got that recently, so we'll be exploring different RV parks around the country.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time to give us a tour today. I'm sure my viewers are going to absolutely love you guys, and they're probably going to want to follow you. Can you tell them a little bit about how to follow you online with all your cool journeys?
Sure. We only really have one video as of now on YouTube. Our channel is Vanimal Crossing, and we also have a Instagram account as well, which is Vanimal Crossing, Vanimal_crossing.
I'll make sure I link to that in the description, and I really appreciate you meeting us out. What a beautiful day here in New Jersey. We're out of Allenwood, New Jersey right now. We just met up in this nice quiet park. Well, this is Patrick with New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like this video, comment, share, and subscribe. I love it, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Patrick.